Well, it looks like I'm playing this thing again. I can never get away from it, apparently. Right, so those of you who have watched my channel a long time may remember that I Let's Played Special T-Shot and Kirby's Dream Course a long time ago, but between then and now, something interesting happened. A prototype build of Special T-Shot was uploaded to the internet, so naturally I had to check it out, because it turns out that the prototype build of Special T-Shot, which is what you're seeing here today, is a lot different from the final version. Prototype builds are always interesting to see for that reason. So yeah, we have the first hole of the prototype build. There are apparently only 4 courses in the prototype build, so this won't take long, even if I do decide to play all 4 courses. We'll see if that happens, though. So already you can see things are a little bit different. For some reason, we've got this first hole as a par 5, even though it's so incredibly short, and I'm going to get a hole-in-one on it. The interface is a little different, the controls are a little different, but there are actually patches made by the people who uploaded this online. They actually made patches to make it play more like Kirby's Dream Course, or just the final build of Special T-Shot. So yeah, there you go, a hole-in-one already. So this prototype build has actually a lot of stuff that was cut from the final game. There's a bunch of songs that were either reworked or cut entirely, which is kind of weird. You already saw that the swing meter was a little different, and you can see that the stats down there are a little bit different too. The prototype build has a sort of life meter system, kind of like in Kirby's Dream Course. You get a certain number of shots per hole, and if you run out, it's game over. But let's be real, there's no way you're going to run out of shots in this. Like, maybe in some of the later courses where they were tougher. And those little yellow pawns there, they were originally, well, in the final version, they're power-up shots, right? But that's not how it works in the prototype build. In the prototype build, you get 4 of them, and then something happens. We'll see what that something is when I collect 4 of them. Ultimately, I don't think the prototype version is any better than the final version. Like, that goes without saying. But, like, the final version is usually better than the prototype, but there are a couple of things in the prototype that I find that are interesting to look at, but I ultimately think the changes made to the final version were for the better. So, I can't really tell if these holes, like, I don't remember all of the holes from Special T-Shot, to be honest, but I don't really remember if this hole was either in the final version or different in the final version, but whatever. So, let's talk about the special shot. You now, in the prototype, you got the special shot by hitting that gold tile. Oh, by the way, this was very lucky. I not only, this was completely by chance, I not only got the special shot by hitting the gold tile. That's how you get it now, by the way. You have to touch the gold tile, and it's always moving around, so there's timing involved. But I not only got the special shot, I also got a hole-in-one. So that was very convenient. There's no power shot in the prototype, it's just the special shot, and you can select either the normal shot or the special shot for the T-shot, so it's literally a special T-shot. No music associated with the special shot, I just realized. So yeah, the special shot, you start with 1, and every time you touch a gold tile, you get another one, but it's your choice when to use them, and I just barely missed the hole. If it had gone over the hole, then it would have been the same thing as in the final version. It just instantly goes in. So yeah, you have a limited number of special shots over the course of, well, your playthrough of the course. But you can collect a lot of them. This is something that I think actually makes the special shot unbalanced compared to, oh yeah, curved shots are way tougher because of how the swing meter works, but I think that the special shot is actually very overpowered in this version, and that was very unfortunate, like, out of bounds. I had no way of controlling that. So yeah, being able to choose when you use the special shot, because the special shot is so powerful, you can literally take shortcuts, you can do holes-in-ones. Being able to choose when to use it actually makes it overpowered, what do you know? Anyways, I at least got par in that hole. I cannot remember if getting out of bounds in the final version gives you a 1-stroke penalty like in golf, but in this version it does, which I think is a little silly. You're already wasting, you're already wasting a power-up if it's the final version, I guess, but I suppose they gotta penalize you somehow. I mean, you don't get a penalty for going in the water, I suppose, other than it's very difficult to get out of the water. So I remember this hole being in the final version, but that tile there wasn't there, and the gold tile that gives you the special shot wasn't there because the special shot is its own item in the final version. So now we are going to see what happens if you get 4 of the bonus items. That's what the yellow pawn things are now. So I'm going to hit this one, and it made a hole appear. I do not know how it determines where the hole appears. It might be determined based on whatever hole you're on. It might be determined by whichever bonus item you picked up last. But this actually reminds me of Kirby's Dream Course, collecting the yellow, collecting the items, or hitting the enemies rather, to make a hole appear. So what happens when you go in this mystical new hole? Well, it takes you to, strangely enough, a bonus stage. Yeah, this is very interesting. So what you do in the bonus stage is that there are these 4 silver pawns. You have to collect all of them and then get into the hole that appears. And you get a bonus to your score at the end of the course if you do this. So I think for every silver pawn you pick up, it's worth like -1 to your score, and if you get all of them and get into the cup at the end, it's like worth -6, which I don't think is actually a very good idea, because this bonus stage, I've actually never gotten multiple bonus stages in one run, but if it's possible to get multiple bonus stages in one run, that's actually not a very good thing, because, you know, the players, each bonus stage is a potential -6, and every hole, like on a par 5, you can get a potential -4. So I think this bonus system incentivizes you to pick up the bonus items rather than just like playing the holes skillfully, which, you know, I've already said that this whole bonus system thing reminds me of Kirby's Dream Course, because you have to hit all the enemies and then get into the hole, and that's kind of how it works with the bonus items and even the bonus stage. But I don't know. I think I prefer just going for holes in ones, and after you exit the bonus stage, you instantly get into the hole and exit to the next hole. So, yeah, I don't know if that's really a good gameplay idea. But, you know, as long as I'm playing the prototype, I might as well deal with it. Ah, this is a classic, isn't it? The glass steps. Now, yeah, this is probably one of the places where you want to use a special tee shot, but I'm gonna save it for the final hole. So we just have to get the correct angle here, and not mess up our shot. I can't remember if it's possible in this version to do a curved chip shot. But oh well. Please get up there. Yes, that's good. Don't touch the glass cone. Don't touch the glass cone. No, hit the gold tile. Ah, okay. Stop right there. You might as well exit now. Actually, I don't think you can collect... Well, I've never really checked how many. Oh yeah, this is another thing. It gives you like special animations and even little jingles for when you get birdies, eagles, albatrosses. It's kind of weird. Like, the thing about this this whole format for like a golf game is that setting a par for each hole doesn't really make much sense when, like, it's possible to get holes in ones on a good number of the par 4s and the par 5s. So weird. Alright, so we're going to use this tile. I guess I need a new name for it because I already mentioned that there are gold tiles now. What do we call this thing? I guess we call it a dash tile? I guess that works. It's a very, very simple hole here. You could probably pick up 2 of the bonus items if you wanted to try and collect them all again. But I'm just going to pick up 1 and get into this hole, it seems. This is all post-commentary, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. And I'm just doing it all in one take. You know, leave all of those mistakes and weird pauses in. Look at this score! -16! And I'm going to get another -2 on here because I'm just going to special shot into the hole. Even though this looks like a very easy hole-in-one either way, if you just get the angle and spin exactly right. But yeah, not even sure why they, why are there gold tiles here? They don't need the flashing tiles in the final hole because it's the final hole. There's not going to be any opportunity to use the special shot again. That's so weird. I mean, I guess they need to be there for, like, technical reasons, but there's really no reason for them to be. So yeah, a whopping -18. As I stated, there are only 4 courses in the prototype build, unless there is a way to unlock more courses, because, like, I think they knew ahead of time that they wanted 8 total courses, but in this version, there were only 4 implemented, and the demo that plays if you leave the game on for long enough on the title screen. Alright, so amateur level. We're starting with another par 5. And this hole is going to reintroduce us, I guess, to the tile that turns off the water. So, let's see here. You kind of have to hit the bumper for this one at an angle, so we're going to go 87 degrees. 86 degrees, not 87 degrees. Right, hopefully roll down the hill there. There we go, that's good. And the second shot here, I'm going to try to get a special shot and possibly those 2 power-ups, well, the bonuses, rather. There's one. Well, I got up there, but one bonus is alright. And 3's really not a bad score here. See, that felt like a par 4, if anything else. I really think they should have just scored the player based on the total number of shots, rather than, like, whether they were getting under par or not, because the purpose of par in golf is to, like, set a standard for how many shots it should take to complete the hole. And golf has been around so long that we kind of know how many shots, theoretically, it should take to clear a hole of, you know, different distances. But in this case, you know, players are very crafty. I guess even, like, in some of the Mario Golf games, where it's a golf RPG, you could always just grind up your stats to the point where you can hole-in-one on the par 5s every time. And unfortunately, you know, I wonder if I had stopped over where the panel appears, I would have gotten another special shot. But that was very unfortunate that I missed the on-off switch, because there's no way to get across that gap without hitting the switch and turning the bridge on. So yeah, I'm going to have to take another shot just to hit the switch and then backspin back. But anyways. Oh, and also you're given less control, I should mention, over how much spin you have. Like, you know, normally with the swing meter in the final version, you could, like, go full backspin or full topspin. But in this version, the amount of spin that you can get is based more on the angle of your shot in addition to where the swing meter ends up. So it's like if you do a very low height chip shot, then, you know, there's not going to be as much backspin as if you had done, like, gone full forward. And that was a very unfortunate shot. I could not see where that hill was going to place me. But oh well. Yeah, I do significantly less good on this course. Like, I'm way closer to par, but it still gave me a gold trophy at the end. Of course, that could just be the prototype version not having scores implemented yet. Alright, so this hole introduces the launcher, and the launchers are very different in the prototype version, and I definitely don't like how the launchers work in this version, because you can see that not only do they grab the ball, they move it all the way over here and then launch the ball. In the final version, they just launch the ball from where they stand, which means they can go in different places depending on where you shoot at them from, or where they end up, etc. Also, this annoyed me a lot. notice that I'm, like, there's a bumper right in front of me in the direction I need to go in to get into the hole. So I have to do this very awkward chip shot just to get over it. And, you know, your ball is guaranteed to end up there. I don't know if there's any way to influence how far the launcher throws you. But, yeah. So, yeah, this is going to look very strange. And it bonked on the pin, I guess. Whatever that thing is called. But I suppose that pin being there is a very good thing, because if it wasn't there, then there would be much more potential for players to just shoot the hole. Kirby's Dream Course, you know, being that the hole could be in variable positions was actually a very good idea for Kirby's Dream Course. And for mini golf in general. Like, we know that in real-world mini golf, you know, making each putt is not so easy. But in a video game setting, making shots like this is very simple. So here we have the tower that you have to climb, and it's probably going to take 2 shots to get up the tower, because, like, unless you chip directly for the tiles that send you up there, but I think that would be very risky. Nice and easy. We just need to take another shot at the hole, unless I want to collect those 2 power-ups, and, let's see, do I get the 2 power-ups? No, I'm not going to. I wonder what I keep calling them power-ups, but they're not power-ups in this version, so, like... Yeah, I wonder what happens if you get 4 bonus items and then decide not to play the bonus stage. That would be interesting to look at. And since there are 2 more courses after this, if I decide to make a video on them, I guess that's something I could test. Alright, we have the Big Spoon. Big Spoon. And it has those pointer arrows that I don't like. And they, I guess if you're not precise enough to weave between them, then you're going to end up in the bunker. But how could you weave between them, because you have no control over the ball once it's in motion, as I stated in my original LP of this, oh, so many years ago. Please get me a special shot. I would love to have one. No. Gonna push me into the hole? Nah. Well, not everything is convenient for me, I suppose. Let's see, I don't want to bonk on that thing again, but I guess I have to take a chance with it. There we go, that's how it's done. So yeah, I've been getting par, par, birdie, par. This looks like a real winner. Oh yeah, you've also noticed that the music has been changing on every hole. But in the final version, it's just the same theme for every hole until the final hole of that particular course, and there's only like 3 course themes. I have no idea why they decided to ditch the other, like, 3 songs that were in the prototype build, but they got rid of. By the way, the music in this game is done by the same guy who did F-Zero and Star Fox 2, so there are a couple songs in here that might remind you of those games. Star Fox 2 especially. And speaking of Star Fox 2, isn't it fun that they finally decided to fix and release Star Fox 2? Like, long after they would have made money on it? Well, I guess they're making money on it now. Anyways, that was unfortunate. I was hoping to get into the hole from in the water, but that didn't work out that way. I still think, you know, the prototype build especially has a lot of holes that are basically a lot of hit and hope you don't go out of bounds, and that's, I just noticed that a couple of tiles up at the top there, you might have noticed, but they were a little lighter than the rest of the course. I have no idea how that happened. I also can't remember if the final version of the game had a day-night cycle, but apparently this game does, because you can see that the sky in the background is changing as you play through the game, which is a very interesting detail. I like it when there's little details like that. Alright, so we have a stadium-themed hole. Up we go! And into the pit. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, I hate how those bumpers, like, give you, like, a giant speed boost. What is the point of this? It seems like you're supposed to rely on luck to get to where you want. And this, in this case, it was very bad luck, because there was, like, that little, secret passageway I could have gone through. I could have hit the tile and then got sent into the area where the hole was. But now I have to take another shot just to hit it manually. And that's really unfortunate. Like, I've never been a fan of the kind of level where it's like automatic Mario. You just have to set the controller down and see what happens. Of course, part of the appeal of automatic Mario is watching people play it without them realizing that it's automatic Mario. And I have nothing else to talk about until Hole 8 starts up, so yeah. -5 so far. And we have to climb a hill, which means we're gonna see a special shot! I haven't used one this entire time. Of course, I haven't been lucky enough to actually get one. Yeah, I think getting the special shots in this version relies too much on luck and timing. So we're just gonna shoot all the way up to where the hole is. And I got the special shot! I got the special shot on the final hole where it doesn't matter anyways. Isn't that fantastic? But oh well. You just gotta shoot into the hole from here because it's very easy to do once you're within a certain distance. Well, that's the amateur course. I don't really know if I'm going to do a video on the remaining 2 courses of the prototype build because I don't have a lot of experience with them. These first 2 courses were simple to finish, but the other 2 are very difficult, so who knows. We'll see if we get a video going on those. So, I hope the prototype build was interesting for people to see, and this is a very funny animation. Well, see you later, everybody!